And my project is called Picture Our History. If you've ever been in a history class, especially ancient history, world history, a lot of times one of your questions, and the questions of most of my students, is how does this apply to me? You know, we're studying civilizations that were 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. What in the world does that have to do with me? And so Picture Our History is a project that I've designed to try to show students that our culture has been affected by these ancient civilizations. So for this project, I'm going to be purchasing a Canon Rebel T6i camera, which is a 24.2 megapixel camera. It also shoots 1080p HD video. And so my students are going to go out into the community and they're going to be photographing some of our historical sites around Johnson County. And also, you know, if we have the opportunity, maybe go into some other counties in the local area. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of these historical sites and say, okay, how were these influenced by these ancient civilizations? So I've taught lessons before where I've integrated Greek architecture, saying that, you know, we've got buildings in our county that have been influenced by the Greeks. But I want to see if there are any different ways that we can draw out influences from other civilizations. So if we, one of the historical sites in Johnson County, we have Loretta Lynn's home place. So I'm hoping that if I can have the kids do some photography, then that's going to lead them to question, okay, well, Loretta Lynn was a country music singer. Where's the influence coming from country music? Which country, which culture did this originate in? So I want this photography to be able to have a research base that students can go back and they can ask questions. You know, this is our heritage in Johnson County in eastern Kentucky, but where does this come from? How did we get to be where we are and who we are? So this is just a project that I have. It's for all my students in my 7th grade team. So I've got about 85 students in that team. Some kids, I understand, are not going to be able to go out. They're not going to be able to go photograph all of these different places. So I want to leave it open that the ones who can go out are going to be able to go out and actually do the photography. But then when we come back to school, those who actually can't go out to these places, they can do the editing or they can do some of the research. The project's going to have a culmination of a presentation. So we're going to come up with a presentation that we can all put together. We can put in some of the research that we've done, the photography, including the editing, and we're actually going to present that to all the kids in our team, and we're going to offer that throughout our school that our other teams can see that, and we're also going to offer it to some community organizations, like our Paintsville Tourism Committee. We want to offer that to them and say, you know, this is how we see our culture in eastern Kentucky, so that they may be able to promote eastern Kentucky from a viewpoint of a 7th grade student. So on my poster, and you guys can take a look at that in the main area, you may be able to see it a little bit better, but I have my project description, so mainly what I've gone over, some of the goals, including the presentation, including the photography, the editing, and then descriptions of the device, in case you guys have any more questions. Okay. Anybody have any questions right now? Yes, sir.
I love the idea. I just wonder if you let your students, can they also use like iPads or iPhones to take those pictures as well?
Yes, that's a good question. I was going to offer that to them also. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to give kids like dates that I'm going to be at specific places. So if they live in that area, maybe they could meet me. You know, their parents could bring them to me there, because I understand that we can't get, you know, buses to physically take us to every historical site that we want to photograph. But I'm also going to leave it open that if students see something, snap a picture of it on their camera, you know, bring it back to school, we can do the editing on that, and include that in our presentation.
And also, another question, how long does this span? How long does this lesson last? Is this ongoing year or?
Yeah, this is going to be, it's going to span until February. So I figured we couldn't do it very quickly because, you know, you need time to be able to have extra time outside of sports and other extracurriculars to get out to do the photography. And this isn't going to be part of my, you know, general classroom instruction. This is more of an enrichment project. So I think I could take the time to, you know, draw it out a little bit longer.
Civilizations do. We talked about the Greeks,
Right, the Greeks, the Romans, even back to early Mesopotamia. You can even look at the way that we use irrigation, the way that I included a picture of Paintsville Lake because, you know, we have a dam. So then we can start talking about, well, where did our ideas of, you know, damming streams, having all of this, protection from natural elements, where did that come from? We can take that back, through every civilization all the way back to ancient Mesopotamians. Questions?